morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sherv's Garage. Today, I'm excited to review my own BMW for you guys. What we have here is a 1987 BMW 325e on a chassis famous for racing and also what it's called E30. And this car, being a 325e, is the economy version of this platform of the 3 Series. In 1984, BMW started producing the second generation of the 3 Series. And the E21, which was the very first generation of BMW 3 Series, ended its production in 1984, and right now we have the model which is a 1987. This car has approximately 120 horsepower. It's not a fast car. The RPM maximum RPM is about 5,000. And it also it's a torquey car versus a high revving car. The very famous E30 M3 version of this car is approximately 235 horsepower, but on a 4-cylinder high revving engine. So BMW produced 4 different types of body style in this platform on the E30 chassis. As we see one here, that's a 2-door coupe. There is a convertible version, and there is a 4-door sedan, and there's also a state wagon. People swap the engine of this car to an S54, which is a much higher RPM and faster engine. And regardless of that, I have kept this car completely original. I bought this car from a gentleman whose mom owned the vehicle, but sadly she passed away, and he wanted to sell the vehicle, and I was lucky enough to find it on Craigslist and made an offer, and thankfully he accepted it. The car has been in Arizona the entire life. It has 214,000 miles, believe it or not. It's a very high mileage vehicle, but these type of engines are so bulletproof that with just a little bit of TLC, they can go up to 500, 600,000 miles, no issue. You just need to make sure you change the timing belt, adjust the valves every 30 to 40,000 miles, and as long as you don't abuse the vehicle, this car can go forever. So that's the story about this particular vehicle. It's very clean, without a single spot of rust, and everything is original in this car. The radio, the steering wheel, the wheels themselves are all original BMW E30 of the economy version of this car. The sunroof, moonroof, I will show that to you. It's a hand cranked one that opens up, so technically it doesn't break with electronics. And the rear windows, as you see, they open up, they tilt out. That's a very classic looking style of this BMW. And also, this is the car ordered for American markets. If you look, the front bumper and the rear bumper are also the aluminum extended bumpers, which is the American version of this particular vehicle. As you can see, this car has a 6-cylinder engine, so it's an inline 6. Even though they made this engine for economy purposes and better gas mileage, They put 2 extra cylinder, but it's a very torquey engine versus high revving engine. So it's a very nice, easy engine to also work on. There is a fuse box here, very accessible. We have the airflow meter here. Obviously the radiator. I just rejuvenated the engine compartment with brand new parts. And what else is here that is interesting? This device right here is also a sensor that measures the amount of air that the engine needs. And everything is very accessible, very clean, and I take a good care of this vehicle as I do with all of my cars. When the engine is clean, when the car is clean, you feel like it drives better. At least that's the way I feel. So let's go ahead and close the hood and look at the interior. So I'm gonna let my videographer to actually get in the vehicle and show you guys the dashboard panel. Everything, as I mentioned, is original. The radio, and I will show you guys a binder that I have with me with the original sticker that the car came with. And being a second owner of this beauty, I feel like it's an honor to have such a historic vehicle and enjoy it for many years to come. So obviously the cars in state of Arizona, if they are 25 years or older, they are considered historic vehicle. And this car falls into that category as well. Being a 1987, this is a 33-year-old car, and this good baby has been excellent for the entire 33 years. I want to show you the interior of the trunk. You push this button, and it's got a very roomy interior. And one thing that I always look when I buy a vehicle, especially a BMW and older BMWs, is the toolbox section of this car, which if we open it, every single tool is in its place and literally never touched or used, which shows how well the previous owner has taken care of the vehicle. This car has never been in any accident, and there are several proofs for that the car has never been in an accident. The Carfax shows it hasn't, and when you look at the gaps, the panels, everything is just like it came from the manufacturer. And when you close the trunk, that's another indication. You bring it down with just a little tap, it's closed. So I made a binder for this car, and every car that I own has its own binder. As mentioned, 1987 325E on an E30 chassis. When you come here, I have the mechanical book for the vehicle. And one thing that I want to show you guys, there's no need for the address of the previous owner to be shown, but this is the certificate of the title that was purchased in California, but it was used in Arizona for the remaining of its life. And the seats, how to reupholster them, or the instruction for the seat, original paper of 1987 with all the tears. Direction for how to code the radio, and this was purchased in Crever BMW in Santa Ana, California. So this is the original sticker of the vehicle. It shows the city mile per gallon 21, highway 28. As we talked about, the 2.7 liter 6-cylinder engine for the economy version, and the limited warranty paper of the vehicle, all laminated, still here, and the radio code and anti-theft identification card, they're all preserved. The radio instruction, how to use them, and some of the items that I have, the receipt for some of the items that I have purchased for this vehicle. And of course I take pictures of it and try to keep them in this on this binder. So organization is the key, guys. So one thing that I need to also mention about this vehicle, it's a 5-speed manual transmission, and that's what the sweet spot of this car is. The automatic version of this car, even though the transmission is pretty bulletproof, but they're not too fun to drive. The manual transmission, you have all the control, and they're extremely fun to drive, and the sensation you get out of it is absolutely beautiful. Today's cars don't have that much of feeling to them. They're all about gadgets, and they all look the same. But in 80s, when they made cars, they made them to a level of personal enjoyment, and that's what really 80s cars are all about. And this is a perfect and excellent example of that scenario. So in 1984, when BMW stopped the manufacturing of the first generation of 3 Series called E30, they started this boxier platform, and until 1992 they continued this production. And they had a iX model, which was a 4-wheel drive. They had an IS model, which was the sportier version of the injectors, and this E model, which is the economy version of this car. And when you drive this car, you feel involved with it. You feel you're connected to the car. There is no autopilot, there is no crazy gadgets going on here in this car. The center console has a tape deck, and as simple as just this tape that many kids these days don't even know what it is. And this car has AC, and it's working right now where all the windows are up. We're enjoying it. It's running very cool, and I have no issue with the vehicle. And let's say I have 4 horns, believe it or not, on the steering wheel. 2, 3, 4, and even though the car needs a little bit of an alignment, but still the car feels nimble, feels sporty. I can go around the corner. It's still a BMW, and you feel the driving mechanism of the BMW platform, and that's what is really enjoyable about this car. So I hope you enjoyed this review down memory lane of 1987. I was 10 years old when this car was made, so you can imagine how old I am now. 440 million years old. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for more cool videos coming up. We have several different cars lined up. and I'm sure you're going to be enjoying them. Thank you so much, guys. Please subscribe and like, and until next time, thank you.